Hi everybody, I'm live again with the Bond Octopussy. A bit late, sorry about that. Yeah, I had to postpone it an hour because I took some screenshots again. So I didn't think it'd take me as long as it did to take them and that, but yeah. So I'm gonna have to start like if I'm gonna do these screenshots and that. But yeah, Octopussy though, great film. One of the soyiest Bond films because like there's a lot of bad kicking ass in it, which they do quite good in that. So like all the soy nerd bitches should fucking love Octopussy because it mentions pussy in it. So yeah, where's the thumbnail? Yeah, there we go. Get the picture in that. Yeah, a bit blocky, but hopefully you don't get copyrighted and all that crap. But yeah. Roger Moore as Ian Fleming's James Bond in Octopussy. Yeah, and the picture's pretty good because it's one of them shows you stuff that happens in the film. And that I even put the bit where that didn't happen in the film. That's just a photo shot, a photo shoot, should I say, opportunity. But yeah, quite a bit of action in this one. Those are stunts and that. Um, on one of the stunts and all involving hanging off the side of a train and that. One of the stunt dudes got really badly injured and that because it hit like a sad pole thing that like shouldn't have like been there, as in they should have planned for a route for it not to be there, but the idiots that was planning the route didn't um, counter it in and that. But yeah, great film though, Roger Moore and that. I have to bring up the cast. There's an Octopussy energy group. One of the Octopussy, there we go. But, um, no, I'll have to go on there to get a screen grab that I didn't get. Oh, oh, hopefully. But yeah, great film though. Got loads of like scantily dressed women in and that because like yeah, the beginning um, music intro theme that it, I think is probably the most possible one where you can practically see nipple because usually they shadow it out a bit so you can't see the nipple. You can always see the outline of breasts in the shadow, but yeah, sound like yeah. I think eights is off. Like yeah, didn't really matter as long as it wasn't sexual. They could show it and that. Yeah, trying to think where. Yeah, Roger Moore though, getting a bit old, but still fucking doing some great fucking fighting and that shit in it and that. And like stunt dudes are like all always like sort of fucking there in that doing great stunts and so fucking like Roger Moore. He didn't do all the stunts, but the stunts that like he was doing, they was pretty good in that. And there's a fight scene in that where yeah, it looked like he mostly did most of the fight scene. It wasn't the greatest of fight scenes, but damn good for like the age that he was in though. Uh, so yeah. Um, yeah, I think like the people who like he was fighting against and all, they were like pretty doing some good stunts and all, like throwing themselves around a bit and that. So yeah, like and he's got one of the greatest, not the greatest entrance because that's the Spy Who Loved Me, but he's got probably the second best Bond sort of um, start sequence sort of thing where yeah, the proper like go all out like Roger Moore proper Bond like oh yeah, only only in a Bond film would you get away with this sort of stuff and that. Yeah, just one of the comedy bits, moments, and all. Because it's got some comedy bits in it, and that, but not loads of comedy. But and oh, one of the like, um, I'd say scantily dressed women in a Bond film, nearly that like get a close up on and that. We're like fucking hell. They're like pushing the boundaries there. They was like nowadays it'd be like, oh no, we can't have that. That's too sexy. Yeah. And some great villain performances and all. I'm gonna have to bring up the cast to like see what the name and that was of that. But, yeah, he plays a great villain. Like because most of it he like plays like a bit partly villain that as in like he's not really the head of the organization sort of thing or the plan because it's all about all about jewelry smuggling and that because the colonel who's in this in the Russian armies like stealing and replacing the Russian um, oh jewelry like vault that they've got of like loads of jewels. He's like replacing them with fake ones and that, and they're gonna sell like the original ones that they're stealing. And so yeah, like gets sort of like crazy a bit and that, and a bit of double crossing at the end and that sort of thing. But yeah, let's get the cast up because yeah, I don't think I'll read a lot of the cast because there's quite a few always and that sort of thing. So the Bond film, you always have loads of people. Octopussy cast. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah. Right. Hey, Captain Matty Spock, are you? Yeah, like thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. Well, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Captain Marty Spock will probably know because he's seen like loads of Bond films. He'll probably know the bed I'm on about where like when it comes into spoilers and that is like one of the second or third pictures and that. So yeah, it'll be one of them where people aren't seen Octopussy but see the like he's just only in it for like the first sort of like 5 minutes at the beginning intro bit. But yeah, anyway, let's share the cast and that. Yeah, yeah. So Roger Moore as James Bond, Major Adams as Octopussy, Christina Wayborn as Magda, and Lewis Jordan as Kamal Khan, where like they've got him like a younger version, but yeah, he plays a great sort of like slimy bastard. The bits where he's always trying to like talk his way out of it and that shit, and like he's bullish shit. And then and Desmond Llewellyn as Q, Lewis Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny, Cabra Betty as Gob- Goblin Death. That's the Lewis Jordan's Kamal right hand man. He plays a good part where he's proper like got the vicious eyes that just want to kill Bond all the time. Like Roger Moore like plays off it and that. Yeah, Stephen Bekoff as General Olof. Yeah, he's English in that. He's the dude in Beverly Hills Cop and that. Yeah, he plays a great sort of hooker Russian, and I was like a bit crazy and that because he does play some crazy characters and that. And then Robert Brown as M, and that instead of I forget the other dude, but yeah, and then Walter Gottel as General Gogol, and then Alison Walters Octopussy's sort of thingy in that, and Bruce Borra as US General, because like yeah, there's a bit where they go onto an American base. Yeah, and Jeremy Bulk as Smithers, and Mary Silver's Octopussy Gale, the Michael Cleaver as Penelope. She's like the Bond, the Miss Moneypenny sort of replacement, but they never replaced Miss Moneypenny. The because the next one after this is A View to a Kill. But yeah, no, they didn't replace her and that. Then yeah, David Mayer as like one of the knife throwing twins. He plays a good part in that. Ken Norris, and he, I think, is one of Roger Moore's sort of stunt doubles. Like I forget what stunt double he did. I think it was some of his fighting scenes that he'd stunt double for him in the scene and that. And yeah, he because like he sort of plays his sort of double in this. But I think Roger Moore's playing his double in this. But yeah, Anthony Mears, Twin Two, Caroline Ashby as Octopussy Girl, Susan Jerome as Gwendy Dawn. She was like an Octopussy Girl. Paul Hadwick as Soviet Chair. I think he was in there. Yeah, Brenda Crowlin as Sketchy and Gerald Gerton Kluber as Budai. There was like two like German couples that give him a lift, and there we go. Tina Hudson as Blanca. Oh yeah, it's like probably people who watch this just watch it for the first 5 minutes to see Tina in it. They don't care about Bond films and that. They, I won't mention these names, but like I've put them up there and that sort of thing because, like I say, there's so many in that. But yeah, these are like the henchmen. Are they? Yeah, William Derrick as the thug with the yo-yo figure. He's worth a mention at all because he uses this sort of fucking bladed yo-yo fucking thing, like quite good and that. Oh yeah, and then VJ Amsdray as VJ, so that he's like Bonds in for Indian um, contact dude. But yeah, it's like that's listing that. Yeah, Bearcos has a nice intensity. Yeah, I don't know if okay what intensity you're on about. But yeah, the fucking film did have intensity though, because there's some fucking like stunts and that are fucking well sort of good and that. Even though some of it is like pretty sort of fucking basic, but they put them in all of like the film and that, so it has that sort of fucking tension in that way. Bond's always fucking getting like killed nearly all the time and that. Yeah. But yeah, fucking great film though. One of them films where fucking it might not be the best Bond film, but because it's a Bond film, still fucking great though. 'Cause, yeah, get on with the spoilers now then, yeah. Um, here we go. Share it. Uh, Oh yeah, I think Baker. It's the British actor who plays that crazy Russian that Mike Spock was on about. Yeah, yeah, he does play some crazy intensity. I think he was one of them actors where fucking um, other actors around him get a bit sort of fucking uh, jittery because they don't know what he's gonna do. Because sometimes he'll get so intense, like some actors get so intense and that they go off script, and then fucking some actors don't like that because then they get sort of like put in a position where they don't know what to do. Yeah, yeah, Bake Off does have some nice, yeah, yeah, Bake Off does have a nice intensity to him, yeah. But yeah, so Bond film starts off with the fucking gun fucking barrel thing, shoots with the blood pouring down, the fucking Roger Moore in there and that fucking do. And then like yeah, fucking goes to like a military base in that way. You see Bond pulling up in this fucking um, car, well, with a horse. Oh shit, wrong one. Yeah, like a horse trailer fucking truck where yeah, fucking turns up like yeah, and it looks like he's got a horse in the back because it's like a horse show and that shit. But there's a military base where there's a plane getting developed that like Bond's got to fucking destroy and that shit. Because I think it's Cuba. They don't say it's Cuba now, but they make out like, oh yeah, it's in Cuba and that shit. So fucking Bond like turns up with the fucking horse sort of box thing. Well, he meets his contact there in that because he's got like his contacts bed and like tells him, oh yeah, what the fuck, guys, pissing me around this. Oh. But yeah, she like comes and that and like fucking gives him his RD and that. And, like says, oh yeah, fucking you need to swear a tash and all because he hasn't got his mustache that he should have and that. And so like yeah, she sticks his like mustache, fake like mustache on him to give him the better look of the general always impersonating and that. So yeah, so he goes in and that shit, and he fucking like pretends to have a look at the aeroplane and that, knocks out a guard and plants a bomb and that. But just just before fucking he's gonna leave and that, like he fucking gets like caught in that, and like the general dude always impersonating, so like fucking arrests him and that. Well, anyway, he gets arrested and fucking he's took off with that, but then fucking now this bit is where like yeah, fucking solid head bitches would love this part of that where fucking his contact man fucking drives up and like hello starts showing a bit of scare in that and like fuck yeah how does it get away with it? It's a PG and all but obviously you don't get a nips out so yeah well anyway the guards or like on the back of this truck with Bond sort of like have a look in that, and then Bond sort of like encourages them in that, and then they have a right good look, and then he pulls their parachute cords, and then like sort of fly off in that shit, and fucking then Bond like gives her a kiss and that, and fucking gets detaches the fucking horse box and that, and like then uh, aeroplane with folded wings sort of like roll out and that is like a little mini fighter jet. I don't even know why he's got it in there just apart from to make this fucking beginning intro fucking cool as fuck. But yeah. Anyway, the fucking um, Colombian fucking um, military or whatever sort of like military's chasing him, like fucking down the road, but he just flies at them and that. And like they all get fucked up and that. They all like fly off the end of the road. And then he like flies towards the military base and that. And then like a missile gets launched and that. And real good flying and that because he was a proper aeroplane and that. And I think they tied a rocket to the craft and the craft flies around it. It looks like the fucking rocket's chasing it. It's a heat seeker and that. And so it looks real good on the fucking film as when you watch it in that. That Gilling Drong. I think yeah. I think that comments for fucking oh fuck off. Back on. I think that's comments for that in it. Would be like, yeah, ding dong, yeah. I was fucking. I think it was one of them where like, oh yeah, we're gonna need some like eye candy. It's like, oh yeah, let's fuck. Yeah, she'll do. Uh, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the missiles chase him. So he goes to the hangar, and they see Bond flying to the hangar in that shit, and then they're all like, "Fuck, close the hangar!" And the hangar door starts closed, but Bond like goes in sideways. And when they filmed it, they just put this aircraft on a pole and then put the pole on tractions and just sort of like um, drove it along and that. And so when you see it in the film, you can see the pole that like is. But when nowadays they just CGI'd away the pole and that, but they do it so sort of like quick and that like you don't really notice it and that. And then the bomb fucking just explodes the fucking military base and that shit. And then it goes onto the fucking like theme tune and intro. Oh well, people are like looking at shit. Oh yeah, and then he bit corny and that he has to stop for fuel, and that's why he pulls up to a gas station, like fill her up sort of thing. and then it's like all time high music comes on and that, and like yeah. Now this is like fucking the silhouettes on that. Now I'm sure you can see a bit of nip on that, and so yeah, the proper go really fucking hard on the silhouettes and that. But great sort of intros per usual, and then it's like West Berlin or West Berlin and that, where fucking these two like twin dudes who are real good at knife throwing are like chasing an agent who's got this Fabergé egg and that, but they throw a knife in that and they hit him and he falls into like the river and he like goes downstream. They think he's dead, but he manages to get to a British embassy and that, and it's blurry as fuck. Because it was one of them where it's filmed fucking where it's blurry too fast, and so yeah, you got really see it in that. But yeah, a Fabergé egg that like gets back to M and that, and then Bond. Then you see Bond coming and talking to Miss Moneypenny and the new assistant that they never fucking did for A View to a Kill. They kept with um, the original Miss Moneypenny and that. And so he like goes in and starts talking to M and that, and then there's a arts dude who knows about art stuff and that, and the found out that the Fabergé egg is a forgery, but it's a real good forgery that it's really hard to tell unless you're like an expert or and you know what you're looking for and that. So he like tells Bond, "Oh yeah, fucking." It's a bit funny because there's a few of these fake eggs or the getting sold because these Fabergé eggs are real expensive and rare and that like fucking there's so many getting sold and so so Bond's got to investigate this sort of fake jewellery, counterfeit sort of shit, and like it's sort of like says all right then yeah, um, I'm gonna go to an auction in that to see fucking um, what sort of like stuff's happening and that. But then it goes to where you see the Russian sort of like council room and that, and they're all talking about fucking um, NATO shit, which is pretty relevant for today and that shit. But these like the Russia like what most of like the general and that they're just sort of like saying, oh yeah, we'll just fucking like keep our forces sort of like in Russia and that, unless NATO fucking starts putting um, some crazy shit near their borders. They don't care. But anyway, Baroff, okay, starts going like crazy and that, and he's calling them all pussy bitches, and he's like, oh yeah, the West are full of fucking soy-nerd fucking bitches. He doesn't say they're a bunch of soy-nerd bitches, but so he starts talking about, oh yeah, we can invade and that and take over fucking most of Europe and that. And don't know if you can see here where I've drawn a blue arrow and that pointing to like a little blue spot because that's Britain there. Like there's like Germany, France, and Spain, I think, and that, you know. Well, there's like Britain. I think they move Britain closer. So, well, yeah, and then the blue spot is where fucking I'm sort of situated. So yeah, this film is really close to home. Well, anyway, the fucking rest of the like, you know, they tell him to shut up because they're like, no, fucking sit down, you crazy bastard. We don't want a fucking Third World War, fucking nuclear war starting and that. So like, yeah, he sits down, well, pissed off and that. But he like takes your odds out. And then like they go into like a oh underground bit where he starts talking about the forgeries and that because he's getting like forgery fucking um imitations made and he's replacing them with the Russian bolt of like jewels and that. So yeah. So he goes to an auction house where Bond's at and he sees thingy dude, Karan Karan or something, who's like bidding on this Fabergé egg and that shit. And then Bond's like, oh yeah, well he's wanting that a bit too much. So then like Bond has to have a look at it and that. Oh no, he starts bidding on the Fabergé egg and that. And he has a look at it, and then as he has a look at it, he fucking replaces it with a fake one that had from the 009 agent that had it in that. So Bond replaces it in that, and fucking but um that Cran dude he fucking bars it anyway. So and Bond thinks like, oh yeah, he's not gonna complain because it's a money law. He knows like, oh yeah, he ain't really buying it. It's like just to get like um the look and that sort of thing. He don't want it to sell it or out. So like he ain't gonna check to see if it's real. He just wants it so he can like copy it. And because it's a real good fake copy, he ain't really gonna notice that it's not real. Well, at this stage, Bond has got the real one in that, and so okay, Bond's all like, "Oh yeah, well, okay, we'll see if he fucking complains or out." And but he don't have really much time because fucking. But there again, though, it would have been an hour thing, sort of thing, because you'd have checked it like an hour or two after you'd have bought it, you know, to check if it was real. But because like there's no really, then Bond goes to like India because that's where this Khan dude lives and that shit, flies in and that, and like yeah, meets his contacts and that fucking friggin' dude and that who plays the Bond theme on his snake charming pipe. Had to go really fucking Indian, but 80s, and so I'm digging the 80s. Anyway, like, Bond sort of like talks to him that, and they get into a cab thing that's like just a motorbike. That's fucking takes him to his like hotel room and that, and then like finds out like, oh yeah, that can does a bit of baccarat, and so I mean not baccarat, backgammon, and so Bond like goes to the fucking backgammon sort of place where he sees Khan gambling and that with this other dude, and then like this other dude sort of like stops playing and that, and so Bond sort of goes in and that, and then he realizes that fucking Khan's playing with loaded dice that are always giving him double sixes and that, and so Bond sort of like gets to where he has to throw a double six to win, and so he says, "Oh well, I'll use your dice to give me luck," and that. Where he knows, like, it's not luck, it's just that them dice will give him double six, and so fucking he like throws a double six because he's gambled like the Fabergé egg because he's shown him like, oh yeah, he's got another Fabergé egg, and because he's gonna make some copies, he needs that copy, and so it don't look suspicious that there's loads of copies, even though that's the original one. He's got a copy in that, and so now he knows, like he's got to get that Fabergé off Bond, which is like mainly the plot lines, not like because in the poster the Fabergé egg is like quite sort of prominent in it sometimes, in that. Oh well, which is holding it bit. Well, anyway, Bond he sort of like gambles and wins like 2 million rubies or whatever it is, fucking, because it's in India and that, and so fucking um, he gets like it cashed in that, and then the fucking go onto the fucking taxi is like a trike bike that like Khan's henchmen sort of follow him, and this is a great bit in that where a fight sort of shit happens and that, and as I say, considering how old fucking Roger Moore is at this stage, I mean, I think in his he's definitely in his 50s. I think he could be um, nearly in his 60s at this stage. And so, boy, he does a right good fight scene in that. Like, fucking, bit corny in that, because fucking, it's Roger Moore, he's an actor, you know. He's not a professional stunt dude, even though he has done quite a lot of stunts, doing quite actiony stuff like fucking The Saint and the Bond films. So he can do action all right in that. Well, anyway, yeah, the fight goes on, some crazy shit in that, man. Like, fucking, some daft things where fucking some stuff happens that. Well, then they like get to like where fucking a Indian dude on a bed of nails and that, and they have a fight and like dude and Bond, Roger Moore sort of thing, like throws fucking the dude on the bed of nails and kills him, and then gets like a fires like juggling thing and a sword from a dude's throat, or doing sword and swallowing and that shit, and like yeah, in the thingy dude henchman who like fucking got like a gun and that shit, tries to like shoot Bomb, but Bomb kicks like a fucking oil fucking pan onto the fucking thing and it flames up and that. Well, like, yeah, And Bond gets all the money, like throws it, and like the crowd fucking gathers, and like it stops fucking them from following them because too many people in the street and that. And then they go through a sign poster that like then replaces itself and that, and so like they can't fucking find them and that, and they get to where it's the Q headquarters in India, where you see like Q and that, and Bond sort of like, oh yeah, fucking, oh, I need this stitching and that shit. And like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you see a few um, Q gadgets, like a door thing where you can see there behind him, where when it opens, it just slams and fucking kills him with the spikes and that. And then Bond, this is the greatest bit, okay. But then Bond fucking gets his camera that's got the picture um, relayed onto a watch, what Q's looking at. And then Bond just focuses and zooms in on her cleavage and starts zooming in and that. And it's fucking, it's another got coming in fucking classes, but and then Q's all like, oh, um, stop being immature or something like that. And like, Bond's like, oh yeah. And then like Bond goes back to his hotel room, but then he's talking to um, Karnoff's girlfriend who he hangs around with. Oh, he gets to shag and that. And this could be classed as a three shagger, this one, even though it's only a two shagger. But the thingy bird at the beginning, he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll meet again in Italy or somewhere like that, or Rome or whatever he says and that." Okay, so he'd shagged there before the film, and so it could be a three shagger. So you don't see three birds in this that Bond has shagged, and so it could be classed as a three shagger. But yeah. Anyway, she like tells him she wants the egg off him, and that or can he wants the egg, the Fabergé egg, and that. There was a bit of a line where he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, if you don't give him the egg, he's gonna kill you." Roger Moore's like, "Oh well, I heard the price of eggs was going up, but that's fucking ridiculous." Oh, well, he don't swear, but well, anyway, yeah, he he like shags her in that, and then she fucking like sneaks the egg off him. But when he was at the Q branch, he put a tracking system inside the egg and it's got a little microphone fucking speaker in it and that. Well, anyway, you like see she's got like an octopussy tattoo and that, and so like he fucking knows like she's in the octopussy group where because he's a like British agent and that he can easily like just research it and that. Well, anyway, she knobs the egg off him, and like Taz, sort of like dress that's just a real long cloth and that over the banister railings and drops off. But Bond, he don't mind because he knows like, oh yeah, she's got the egg, and he wants her to like take it because he's got it tracked and that, and so he can like see where she's got going that. Well, anyway, she goes to Can, and then you see Can who's talking to Octopussy, where you can see the back of her gown where she's got the Octopussy sign and that. So yeah, if you want to see a bit of Octopussy, there's a bit of Octopussy for you. Well, anyway, um, yeah, he's like talks to her that and tells her, oh yeah, fucking James Bond, he's fucking around and that, and he nabbed the egg and fucking um, you got to be careful, sort of stuff. Well, um, she's all like, "Oh right, well where is he?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got him at, staying at one of my hotel rooms where he had his henchmen to go around and like knock him out and that and lock him up inside this fucking room and that with bars." But anyway, Bondo, because he's um got like invited to like a fucking, I think, let me see one minute. Yeah, yeah. Bond like gets invited to like dinner with him and that, and so like he fucking goes and that, and fucking because he's got no choice because he's fucking being like kidnapped sort of thing. Well, anyway, he sort of like goes and that, and like has like sort of dinner with them and that, and talking about, oh yeah, fucking um, like stuff or like what do you know, because like he's sort of like trying to pump him for information, and he basically tells Bond like, if you don't tell me everything you know, I'm gonna drug you up and that so bad that you'll have like you'll be like a cabbage, but we'll find the information from you and that. And like Bond's like, all right, well, fucking, oh, thanks for the meal and that shit. And so like the because like he tries to be sophisticated, he gives like Bond like a fucking night to think about it and that. Probably the fucking drug and torture fucking truth serum that they're gonna give him start in the morning. But anyway, so Bond goes back to his fucking room and that then yeah, he fucking uses his pen to fucking get one of the bars off and that and bend it so he can get out and that. And yeah, he like gets out and fucking walks around the side of that and like sees fucking that bed he shagged fucking, and then he sees like the colonel, the um, Russian general, not colonel, the general, oh, selling the um, artifacts and that shit to that Khan dude. Well, he fucking starts talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna make some like counterfeits and that sort of stuff. And Bond's sort of like listening in with his sort of earpiece. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's sort of like a tool shagger because you only sort of see like him. Well, you don't see him shag, but you know you when you see the kissing bit, and then it's the next day in it, and so like yeah, it's And so this you didn't really see the next day bit, but it could have been the next day when they had the mission and that. But yeah, and so like it's a two shagger, but it could be classed as a three shagger because there is three Bond girls in this film that he does shag, but only two of them where you see him sort of in bed with them. But he did apparently shag the first one, but you don't see him in bed. But anyway, yeah. So Bond and that he like fucking um airs a conversation and airs like, oh yeah, it's getting fucking like forged and that, and so like yeah, he knows like what's happening in that, and so he fucking like fucks off sort of thing in that, and because it's sort of like in India and that is it's quite a big place and that shit where fucking Bond sort of like um but Bond sort of hides and anyway in like a storeroom where there's dead bodies and then like he fucking kicks like a dude when they're like next day when they fucking find out like oh yeah he's gone missing and that when they're like putting the gonna throw the dead body in that well anyway so Bond gets out of this bag thing starts running and that and then fucking that Khan dude he's like oh yeah great we've got a hunt going and then so yeah you see like there's a fucking get like a elephant like Indian hunt where they're on back of elephants trying to hunt Bond and that. And loads of fucking other locals are there fucking helping look for Bond and that. Oh yeah, it gets a bit corny and that shit, right? Where fucking he sees a tiger and he tells the tiger to sit and that, but fucking whatever. And then like fucking there's a bit where he's laid down in the grass and a snake goes over him and he tells it to hiss off and fucking gets up and that though and then undoes one of the belts that's holding the like um little turret thing that's on top of the elephant and that and so the turret thing falls off and that with the henchman dude on and that and then Bond's like kicking ass a bit sort of thing to get like out of there and then he go onto like these vans and then you hear like the Tarzan call oh sort of shit and you see like Bond obviously it's a stuntman it's not Roger Moore but yeah you see like Bond fucking swinging across these vans like Tarzan and fucking goes into like the river sort of thing where then he fucking like sort of wades himself out to this sort of tourist boat who he fucking it's like oh yeah I was on the a woman was like oh yeah would you want our tour and that he's like oh no I was with economy and so anyway yeah they like don't shoot at him because they don't want to like have to kill all the tourists and that so they let Bond just escape sort of thing and that. And then Bond sort of like back at Q base getting massaged and that, and like tells him about the octopussy and that, and then he's like, oh yeah, it's this woman and that, and so yeah, Bond he goes sees octopussy and that all fucking is all like, oh yeah, Bond because she saw him on the camera system and that. You come to kill me and that, and he's like, oh, well, it depends on what you're going to tell me and that. And he asks her about like the dude who at the beginning, the 009 agent who got killed, asked her about him and that, but she don't know nothing because she's only smuggling the jewels. She don't know that the fucking forged in that. I think all she knows is fucking she's smuggling them and that, and she don't know like that fucking they're coming from like the Russian vault, I think. But anyway, oh, she pretends that like she's just a smuggler. She ain't like into killing agents and that. So then, yeah, Bond sort of like talks to her, and then he finds out like he fucking um found dad smuggling Chinese gold, and he'd give him the choice where he could commit suicide or get fucking face the charges and that. And like, yeah, so she sort of like thanks him and that because she got like it being quicker and he won't get tortured as much. Well, anyway, then Khan comes in, tells her that Bond's gone missing, but then Bond's there, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, and we're good friends and that shit, and that." Then that Khan's like, "Oh yeah, fucking well, like you have a fucking irritable habit of surviving or something like that." And then Bond's all like, "Well, you know what they say about the fittest," and that. And so yeah, that Khan dude, he's fucking been told like, oh yeah, well, leave Bond sort of thing. She'll deal with him and that, and because like he takes orders from her, he he like sort of says okay then. Well, he goes with his henchmen, hires like these sort of fucking pirates that look like, but obviously they're just like thieves and ragabone dudes. All like fucking, like hitmen and all mercenaries. Well, that's when you see the dude with the yo-yo that's got fucking. They look like fucking. Uh, oh, wood saw blades on either side of this big yo-yo, but definitely looks fucking dangerous. And that. Well, anyway, yeah. Bond's talking to her and like, yeah, he sees like fucking talking about where all these women come from and that, and she's like, oh yeah, I just fucking get a bunch of like women who fucking don't know what they're just wandering around Eastern Europe or whatever, and she has them as a sort of like fucking group. Yeah. Well, then Bond shags fucking um OCTOPUSSY. He gets his OCTOPUSSY and that. Well, as he's probably shagging her and that, the informant dude, the Indian contact dude who's sort of like near the island and that, who's watching out for Bond, gets like caught by Khan's henchmen and fucking sort of ragabond dudes and that. And then you can see the fucking blades there. It fucking smart as fuck. Fucking one of the like Bond fucking weapons where you only see that shit in a Bond film. It's like not many people have a fucking saw blade fucking yo-yo that the fucking go around because with that and all, it's real good, but only if you fucking I've like got about a 5 or 10 foot height advantage over him and that. Or as like what this dude does, he just positioned himself on like high fucking scaffolding. Well, some of them freak sort of thing, but anyway, yeah, he gets drilled and that. He don't get drilled fully to dead, but he does die but he just stayed long enough to tell Q about this incident. Anyway, they like sneak into like Octopussy's fucking bedroom and that, and then fucking Bond and Octopussy like they've had their shag, but they're going in for a second shag sort of thing. Well, anyway, the dude's sweating, and a bit of the sweat fucking drips down, and it's Bond in his face. So that makes him look up, and as he looks up, he sees the dude with the fucking saw blade yo-yo sort of thing, and like he like pushes air out the way, and like it fucking takes out the fucking pillar. Like fuck it, I think it was a real blade that I think they used in that, but obviously fucking I think it was on mechanical. They didn't let the dude just throw it down. I think it was like so. It was basically like a machine, I think, and so like it's one of them where they do, they don't say it until it hits the pillar, and so being one of them where if Roger Moore hadn't got out of the way, they would have probably not made it spin. I think, but anyway, really good fucking scene and that. How they do this fucking saw, fucking yo-yo saw. It's like fuck yeah. It really does look convincing. Um, Impaled Courteous, yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, Nelson, gentlemen, yeah, I'd like to go back in time and smuggle something in Air Octopussy. Yeah, well, Bond gets in there. Bond gets, yeah. Oh, that would create a new timeline. Yeah, yeah. Okay, hell. Bond would be like, oh, hey up, this smells like Nelson the Gentleman's been fucking here. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, this scene though, where the fucking go crazy with his fucking yo-yo blade saw, fucking class. It's one of them that makes a Bond film because, as I say, any other film, it's just like what the fuck, whoa. But in a Bond film, it makes perfect sense. It's like, yeah, oh, this is how fucking you get a fucking great action scene going. That's it. Roger Moore, he fucking does some good fucking like stunts and that shit. Like fucking, like, I think that's him like proper like fucking kicks ass and that shit. So fucking, you know, like fucking beats the shit out of these like two dudes and that fucking, and then like yeah, great bit, this bit where the oh yeah, he gets like chokes and that shit, and like fucking thrown around and that, and she smacks one of them with a bottle and that, and the fucking dude spins down the thing again, but this time like Roger Moore, he grabs the coil wire thing and fucking pulls the dude down, which is fucking right good scene and that shit, man. Well, anyway, yeah, that's beat up, throws like the dude into the fucking um octopus fucking fish tank thing and that, where the dude gets a fucking the octopus thing latched onto his face and that. Yeah, and then so they're like fighting and that, and then the dude and Bond like go out of a window and that, where by this time the guards of Octopussy have come out and give her a gun and that, but she's going to try and shoot the dude and that, but like a crocodile comes and that and kills like the dude, but she thinks she's killed Bond and all, but Bond like probably survived in his like little crocodile fucking submarine thing that he uses to get across into there, which is like another crazy gadget. But okay, a bit corny when you see it because it's plastic as fuck. But well, yeah, when he gets back and that, um, so he's fucking thing is dead and that, and talks to Q and that. I said he told Q, oh yeah, it was thing is henchmen. But anyway, then Bond's talking to M about like, oh yeah, the circus thing because they've got a circus that Octopussy has that was in East Berlin where fucking 009 died and that, and so Bond wants to like go and investigate and that shit. You know, he's like, oh yeah, let me have a look, see fucking what's his circus fucking doing in that, because he thinks, oh yeah, there's smuggling using that circus, but he doesn't know exactly how, and so he's got to investigate. Or like it gets there and that fucking sees like they're using the cannon that shoots out the fucking flying man, that like the cannon guy who gets shot out of a cannon. They're using his cannon to like smuggle the diamonds and that and jewelry, and the real jewelry across from East Germany to wherever. Well, anyway, fucking Bond sort of like finds this out and that, but he gets sort of like yeah. Yeah, like yeah, he's probably put the train. Yeah, that's it. The train starts to move and that shit, and so fucking Bond sort of like fucking sort of hangs on underneath and that shit, and then fucking um, sort of like sees the dude, and then like he goes in when he's just in by himself, and yeah, he fucking um, sort of has a fight with him, and then knocks him out because he uses the cannon that like is there that is gonna throw a knife at him, but fucking he like you uses the cannon to like knock him out by lowering it, like not hitting the latch that it lowers down real quick and knocks him out. Well, anyway, he gets dressed up as the knife throwing dude or one of the twins and that, and talks to like that general dude. Yeah, talks to him saying, "Oh yeah, you're smuggling fucking diamonds and that, but you replace it with a bomb and that." Because yeah, he finds out like they're replacing the diamonds with a bomb because the double backstabbing the Octopussy gang because they don't um, care about the Octopussy birds no more. But anyway, Bond's like, oh yeah, well, what you blowing up an American base for? And that you're gonna set off like a nuclear war. And then the general, he's like, oh no, they won't, because they won't blame the Russians because they'll think that the Americans blew themselves up, and then NATO will disarm, and so that's his plan to fucking get NATO to disarm. Where in the 80s, NATO was supposed to be like fucking the like freedom sort of fighters for justice, but nowadays, oh, we don't know. Well, anyway, Bond's like, oh yeah, fucking, you need to like fucking stop it now and that shit and that. Well, a guard fucking opens the door where Bond just pops him in the head and that fucking nice shot. Well, Dude, he runs off and that shit, and like Bond tries to follow him, but guards are like he sends in guards and that they're all sat to like shoot fucking at him and that. So Bond has to take a few out and that. Fucking some nice shooting and that, and fucking some good sort of stunt work where they're like throwing themselves around a bit, you know, because they're being shot. And some words spag, what was it? Whatever they're called, fucking splat, fucking things, splat packs things. And then Bond gets into that general's car and that fucking burns off and that. Some nice, good driving sort of shit. Just like on two wheels and that shit, fucking and like fucking bang some like barrels into fucking these soldiers and that shit. Real good fucking stunt fucking work in that shit, man. Well, his tires get popped in that shit, and so then he has to go on the fucking like goes on two wheels and that. Then like because his tires gets popped, he has to go onto the fucking train tracks in this fucking Mercedes Benz, I think. Well, anyway, he's bending up to catch up to the train and that shit, and like he catches up to the train, but the train controller sees him and puts him onto the other side of the tracks and that, where he luckily enough gets onto the side of the fucking train before the fucking oncoming train just takes out the car and makes the car fly off into a fucking, hits it so hard that it flies off into like a fucking little river that people were fishing at, and like they notify fucking the, because it's in East Berlin and that, and so the Russians control everything. So the Russians have been notified, like, oh yeah, there's been a car smashed head onto a fucking train and that. Well, Bond's on the side, and like this is fucking. Oh. This is some great fucking stunt work because the stunt dude got fucked up because like I'll show you some stuff, but it's at the end and so what's after oh. Nelson Young says, I'll create a new timeline all over that fine ass. Yeah, but they're all fine asses in Octopus. I mean, in the Bond films, usually. Ha 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 ha. Bond can have my sloppy seconds. Oh, yeah, well, Bond don't care because he's fucking. Does it for Queen and Country. I'll create a new timeline all over here. Fine ass. Pardon my poor grammar against proper. Yeah, well, yeah, okay. All about the fine ass in the Bond films. Used to be anyway. Well, especially in the 80s. Like Captain Mighty Spock will fucking tell you in the 80s and that it was like, oh yeah, you had to be a fucking fine ass supermodel to star in the Bond films. They like relaxed it a bit in the 90s and that. But yeah, here we go though. This is the fucking shit that like happened. Uh, oh, this is the stunt you talked about last week. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, yeah, this sort of thing, like, is because like Bond's sort of like on a train and that, but he can't go inside the train because it's full of guards and that, and so like he has to fucking go on the outside and that, and he's really trying to just stop the train because I think he's carrying the cannon bomb and that. So, but because like there's loads of guards on, he's running around on the top bit. Shit, let me share this. Here we go. Because I forgot to take the fucking. So it's at the end of these and that. So like, I had to like go around it. But yeah, this bit here where like he's on the top bit, which is okay. That went fine because there's a lot of like where and proper stunt work. It was in the 80s where no cables, no nothing. It was like back in the cowboy films where they just tell someone right. And there was a few 80s films and all, and that was done where right, just run up and down on that train top. And so yeah, he's running up and down on the train and that, like jumping across and that shit. Well, there's a bit of a fucking bit where fucking the guard thing his henchman fucking sees him in that and fucking and so he goes on to like the side bit and starts hanging off the side. Now this is the bit where fucking oh right there oh, put my phone in charge so I don't fucking run out. Yeah, well, this is the bit here where he's hanging off the side here and that, and like fucking, bit of view here where he does like a fucking hang off sort of thing, and that like when they was filming it, where you can see these posts here where he's got that gap, but fucking the didn't fucking properly check the route, and so where he is sort of like hanging off now, a fucking pole. I don't know exactly what pole it was for, or fucking it was somewhat that fucking shattered his legs, and he was fucked for like a fucking year or two, I think. And like, I don't think he ever fucking did major fucking stunts after that. I think he did a few stunts, but no major ones. Because and that, yeah. And so fucking, he proper got the stunt dude proper got fucked up. Like, when he was doing this stunt by like hanging off the like side of a train because the train was proper moving and that it was one of them where fucking nowadays they would have just CGI'd the fucking they stuck him on a fucking train, not moving her out, and they just CGI'd the fucking um, background and that shit. But in them days, no, like fucking thingy and that. Yeah, so yeah, got fucked up. Let's get back to where I was. Yeah, so yeah, he's on the fucking train that hanging off and that. Well, anyway, um, the colonel dude finds out like general as fucking been stealing the diamonds because he gets called out to look at the car crash, that bomb crash. You know when he stole the general's car and fucking bent off on the train tracks. Well, when he got shot, that he had the diamonds and fucking other sort of jewelry in the back, and so the general finds out that fucking. I mean, the general finds out the colonel as fucking ripping off the Russian fucking um it's like their jewelry reserve sort of thing. Well, anyway, he tries to get onto the fucking train, but he crosses into West Berlin where he gets shot and that, and like the general, or no man's land, where the general tells him he's a dirty thief and common thief, and well, he's like, oh yeah, but I'll be a fucking hero because he's got his plan to fucking blow up this American military base that will then make NATO disarm. Well, anyway, yeah, he gets shot in that, and so fucking like dead in that. Well, yeah, so fucking like Bond, yeah, he's gets like fighting and a good fucking fight bit and all. Obviously with stunt dudes and that, where fucking Roger Moore sort of like on the top sort of thing. But before then, though, there is a corny bit where he gets dressed up in a monkey suit sort of thing, and he watches them like set the timer for the bomb. And there's a bit where the henchman like notices that the gorilla's still moving because at one stage he looks at his watch where he's right fucking just for laugh corny bit. Well, anyway, the bit where he fucking turns around in about 10 seconds, fucking Bond is able to get out of this monkey suit and get onto the top of the train and that, where fucking, as I say, like, the fucking watching that for the stunts on the train is fucking well worth it alone after you know what happened to the dude because it was fucking that dangerous and that shit. Okay, well, anyway, he's fighting in that shit, and the because he does try and like say hello to fucking Octopussy, but that Khan dude comes in and shoots through the window. Well, anyway, he's fighting on the roof with the other brother that fucking thinks that the twin and that. Well, they fall off the roof and that, and then the fucking get like fucking into like this forest where he chases him down and throws some knives, but like yeah, misses and that, and then like Bond is like pinned up and he's gonna stab him, but Bond opens this door that is pinned to that fucking the dude fucking misses him and falls down. Bit corny, but still, it would be possible if you threw that much weight into it because he really wants to kill Bond. Bond did the timing at the right point, and then he pulls out a knife from where he's been pinned, and that yeah, just fucking stabs him, and like both, yeah, he's dead. He's like killed both the twins because I think the twin that like got knocked out by that cannon. It was very severe. Probably fucking killed him in that. Well, anyway, Bond then like gets onto the fucking road and that, and he tries to get like a lift and that, where he finally does get an American fucking couple. I mean, a German couple, giving a lift to this village where he tries to use um, the phone box to make a call and that to the military base. But this woman comes in and just pushes him out of the way. And that, to be fair to her, she was there first. And so then Bond just nicks her car and like burns to the fucking military base, where he just fucking burns right through the fucking stop sign when he ain't got no ID. And so the fucking all after him and that shit. And like they give like the idea of him fucking being in a red shirt and that. But yeah, he gets in disguising himself as a clown, which is a bit fucking really like crazy, because it's the same clown suit that double O fucking Nan was wearing and that. Well, anyway, he gets into the military base and tells him like, "Oh yeah, there's a bomb in that," but fucking they don't fucking believe him. They think he's just clowning around and that. And so fucking because it's not a nuclear bomb. It's a oh well it's not a real big bomb, but it's a big enough bomb that you need a 20-mile radius and that shit. So he like gets held back in that, but then Octopussy, she like shoots the like cannon bit where fucking it shows to be a bomb on that shit, where there's like fucking 12 seconds left. And so fucking Bonds like goes in and like disarms it and that, and then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, buzzing," and that fucking and like Bond tells Octopussy like, "Yeah, it was Khan. He fucking double crossed you and that fucking like yeah, he was gonna sell the diamonds and or the jewelry and that, but fucking that got confiscated when Bond crashed the car that the general had. But yeah, so she like goes to fucking Khan's place and that, where Bond fucking is in like a hot air balloon scanning around. Where this is where like they do some quite good female fighting, as in they make sure like the dudes get caught unaware, and the use sort of like kick them in the nuts and that, and fucking like use sort of like fucking other weapons and that, and the guys are supposed to be drunk and all, and so they're a bit tipsy, so they get caught unaware and like getting beaten up and that. And there's loads of like these women that like fucking are doing like um circus stuff and that, where fucking they're all like gymnastics and that, where they're building fucking human pyramids and that, where they stand on each other's shoulders to get over the walls and that. And yeah. Well, anyway, Bond like comes in with Q in a hot air balloon and that, where he can like fucking see all the action and that, and then he sees like fucking um Octopussy getting carted off by fucking that Khan dude, because she went in to try and kill him, but she fucked up. And then there's a great bit where fucking Khan he tries to talk his way out of it, and he's all like, "No, I was not going to do that. I did not know nothing about the bomb," and he really sort of like does a right slimy fucking. Oh, believe me, I'd never sort of kill you sort of routine. That fucking is real fucking good acting and that shit. And then fucking his henchman comes in because he's noticed the like women outside and that sort of fucking beating up the guards. Anyway, so Bond sees Octopussy getting carted off and that, and like so he gets out of the hot air balloon and gets onto the rope, and this is a good bit in that shit, man. Stump it's like swings through it and that fucking smashes in and that fucking shoots like fucking like two dudes in that fucking because like it, and he's proper doing James Bond one fucking shot kills fucking not fucking around. He's like Walter PK fucking it out of that. Well, he gets to the part where this is a class bit where he fucking sees like fucking Octopussy getting carted off and that, and so he sees like there's three guards down there, so he gets a machine gun and that, and then like you slides down the banister in that fucking great bit where fucking just shoots like three dudes, and like this bit how it's filmed and all is proper like fucking golden eye sort of fucking view and all where they do like the fucking first person where he noticed that fucking is coming to the end with the fucking banister fucking rail pole at the end. And he's gonna smash his nuts in it, so like he shoots it off and that, which is fucking a class bit off. This is one of them James Bond Roger Moore moments where it was like, oh yeah, fucking they use this quite a lot. And that yeah, Cupid stunt. Yeah, but yeah, he did get crippled for it. It was fucking. If you look into it and that shit, man, I think they do have like footage because like it was getting filmed at the time, but it'd be one of them where they don't put it in the special extras and that. Oh, so you're saying 009 predicted the fucking 2020s? I think that's supposed to be Clown World we live in now. Even though it's put Crown, you put Crown. But yeah. Oh my, he caused the new timeline. I think you're right, Captain. Well, yeah, fucking. There was a lot of clowns in this fucking. Where they don't predict fucking because Bond films are sort of like predicting all these globalist fucking world domination fucking schemes. But yeah, oh yeah, fucking. But this bit though, where he fucking has to shoot the banister bit off, yeah, fucking class. And then yeah, okay, yeah, oh yeah, and then like what? Because you can see the feet of the dude here, sort of thing. So yeah, when he shoots it off, he has to boot the dude before he gets sort of fucking his gun aimed on him and that. And then yeah, fucking and Bond like fucking sees like, oh yeah, fucking on his watch that yeah, fucking that they're escaping and that because Q's sort of beaming it from the fucking hot air balloon that he's in and that. So he, he's got like so like yeah, and then there's a bit where fucking all the bears are beating up the dudes and that sort of thing. But one dude gets up with a gun, but Q comes in and knocks him out with the fucking hot air balloon as he's landing. And all the bears are giving him a kiss and that. And they're like, oh, steady on. Maybe later, sort of thing. And that. But anyway, yeah. Bond, he fucking gets a horse and that to like fucking chase down fucking Khan and that because Khan gets in a plane and that. Fucking think he gets knocked out and that fucking by Khan's henchman who fucking gives her like 2 or 3 pimp slaps in this because she keeps waking up. But anyway, Bond jumps onto the fucking top of the plane sort of thing and that. And like this is fucking where the fucking stunt dude in that shit, man. Don't think it was Roger Moore, even though it does look like Roger Moore in some parts because they do film it quite good. But there is a stunt man doing the bits from the far out because when you see Roger Moore on it and that, it's like fucking green screen. Even though they didn't use green screen, they just use projector fucking back sort of light sort of thing. But yeah, fucking great sort of fucking stunt work though. Obviously, the dude had a parachute inside his jacket, so like you see the bit where fucking they send up fucking Khan's henchman. Oh, there's a bit of a comedy bit where Khan's like telling him, "Get up there," and he's like, "What? Outside?" He's like, "Yeah," and he has that look to say, "Oh fuck." Anyway, yeah, he goes up, but Bond he fucking pulls back the cord thing and like smacks him in the face and that way. He falls off, and you can see, like when he falls off, he's got a parachute and that. But um, he's supposed to have died because like they don't because they try and make out like yeah he ain't got a parachute. But anyway, yeah, and then like Bond gets in the plane and that, and fucking gets and can sort of like flies it real low and that like fucking they jump out and that, but then Bond fucking catches fucking Octopussy because she's fallen off, and he's just fucking, as you can see there, got a grip on where fucking if it hadn't been for that fucking bit of ridge that he's luckily enough got like it drops her, but like yeah, it like gets her up anyway, and like you see the plane that fucking crashes and that. It's one of them where they use it in another Bond film, but instead of like jumping out of the plane, they like drive out of a jeep and do it. Where it's one of them where it's all about timing. If you can jump out, just as it's fucking hit the sort of like fucking ground and that. Because like the plane doesn't hit the ground and crash. It's like hits the ground and then like sort of rolls off the edge because it's out of control a bit because Bond's been kicking the fucking propeller bit and that shit. Well, anyway, yeah. And then like, they're about, oh yeah, where's Bond? And like, yeah, Bond's sort of like fucking with Octopussy. And she's like, oh yeah, pity you fucked up and that. And then like, oh, well, I can change that. And then like, yeah, he gets her in that and gets another shag. And goes off in where you see like Bond on the like ship. Well, they're like on the this sort of fucking Viking ship that's fucking getting rowed by all these birds of the Octopussy gang. Then it goes off into the James Bond fucking thing with all the like music and that to fucking all-time high, and gets the James Bond movie turning from a view to a kill, which he doesn't because it's a view to a kill. So they changed the from. They just dropped the from a view to a kill, from a view to a kill, just to a view to a kill, which I won't be doing next week because it'll be the Sean Connery Never Say Never. Then it'll be a view to a kill. But yeah. But yeah, and say that bit though where he's fucking hanging off, fucking dangerous as fuck. Like, yeah. But yeah, and then it ends obviously. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Clown. Fucking YouTube autocorrect. Yeah. Fucking bastard. Yeah, dude, Bond films totally called out the globalist agenda before it was in the public um, consciousness. Yeah, yeah. Well, Mr. Jones. Oh, that's the name's Jones. Alex Jones. Um, said like Ian Fleming was a part of the sort of like globalist, but when the globalist was trying to make the world a fucking decent place by not fucking forcing them, by just sort of like, well, I say not forcing them, sort of like not fucking making them fucking um, kill kids in that, but and drinking the fucking, but it was one of them where yeah the thought like, oh yeah, we can fucking change the world for a better place, and then it got overtook sort of things by people like, yeah, well we'll change it and we'll do it by force, and so fucking and so yeah. That's why I like. I think Ian Fleming did like the Bond films to show. Yeah, no, there's because James Bond's all about freedom, sort of thing, as in like, oh yeah, fucking can't kill loads of people, you know, fucking. And that's why I think Ian Fleming was a bit like, oh yeah, fucking, I'm not into this fucking genocide, fucking globalist world domination shit. I'm into more fucking globalism where, you know, you fucking have like uh, sort of fucking open world society sort of thing. More than fucking, but yeah, you're damn right though. Yeah, he did fucking call out the globalists. So that's why I fucking like I could understand fucking Mr. Jones, Mr. Alex Jones. Got them turning the frogs fucking soy. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, because I hear there's a few times, yeah, he's mentioned Bond films and that, where fucking Cloud Slab is like proper fucking. Um, which one was it? It was fucking one in Spy Who Loved Me, I think. Yeah, but yeah, fucking class up. Cause yeah, I'll look at that fucking. Uh, stunt dude. if there's any images. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. Share this. Yeah, 10 stunts that went wrong. So yeah, there's been more that I thought. There probably had to be more than because I've known about three James Bond stunts that have gone wrong, and that's but yeah, fucking that's like yeah, do that whole fucking is it the page? Um, look, with a rival Bond picture occurring the same year featuring none other than Sean Connery, the producers of Roger Moore starring Octopussy knew they had to up the ante. It was the action scene where the stakes were risen, with the most daring and jaw-dropping stunts ever attempted in film history. Though Tom Cruise's efforts at the start of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation were impressive, while the stunts in the 1983 film were something else. Of course, with the grander stunts came greater risks, and it sorry about that. And it is the film's spectacular train scene that a major injury occurred. The incident involved Martin Grace. Yeah, that's the stunt dude, Martin Grace. Roger Moore's stunt double, who fractured his pelvis whilst hanging from the outside of a train as it moved at full speed. Like many incidents on the list, there was no fault of the person undertaking the stunt in the mishap. In this case, the failure of communication, the cause of the incident. Grace actually managed to complete the stunt with minimal fuss, but the inability to communicate with him to tell him that filming had ceased did not get through to him. He then for continued the stunt. Yeah. So yeah, they were saying like yeah, the time had finished. They was like right, yeah, we stopped, we've done it and that, but they didn't fucking tell him or they didn't have anyone like just stick their head out the window and say, oh yeah, come back in now. What's his name? Martin. Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's finished now, Martin. And so yeah, it was like and then that's when the thingy. But yeah, communication with he therefore continued with the stunt unaware that the upcoming section of the track had not been surveyed adequately, unaware that filming had stopped. Grace continued the stunt before eventually colliding with a pole, breaking his pelvis. Yeah. Thankfully, this was the worst injury suffered during filming, with which, considering the new level of risk being taken, was actually an accomplishment of sorts. Yeah, yeah, and that was number 7. Um, what culture? Yeah, Ian Fleming would have wrapped Bill Gates in the knuckles, yeah. Did I say that right? No, I'm not British or Welsh. Yeah. Um, no, no, yeah, you said it right. It wrapped him on the knuckles. That means like give them a fucking nasty fucking slap on the wrist. But Alex Jones would give Bill Gates a good fucking kicking. Oh, yeah, but fucking Alex Jones would give most people a good kicking though. And Captain Marty Spock says Welch is British, even though the Welsh sometimes will disagree, but got a point there. He's right. But anyway, I think I'll finish it there, sort of thing. Uh, so yeah, fucking great film, Octopussy. And as I say, that fucking beginning bit and fucking crazy sliding down the banister pole and the train fucking thing is well worth watching. Jens and Captain, let's not forget Jackie Chan has done some crazy ass stunts too. Oh yeah, yeah. No, they were saying that was the craziest one on a Bond film because Bond it's like gets regulated more. Where Jackie Chan in China and Hong Kong and there you can do crazy shit because it's not all that regulated and so as long as you get them to sign a waiver form saying oh yeah if they've snapped their neck because they're doing a 20-foot fall onto a little pad it's all right where in Britain and the States and that and Western so it's like even if the stuntman is prepared to fucking risk snapping his neck by doing a 20-foot drop onto a little pad the regulations were like, no, no, we're not allowing it because it'd be too much fucking insurance and that shit. But yeah, Nelson the gentleman says Welshmen and women would disagree, Captain. I've heard Muller say he's not British, he's Welsh. Yeah, you see. Oh, oh, they don't like the British. No, no. Oh no. Go, 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 go. They speak a different language. That's why they don't think they're British. In fact, they're like the true English because when the Romans and the Vikings invaded, the fucking people who lived in what would be like South England, they all fucked off to Wales because it's got a lot of hills. But yeah, I'd say something though. What I should do, look, just for you guys. Yeah, I think I should keep this until I like finish, uh, and which I've nearly finished, but this is to show my appreciation. Yeah, so whilst I do the thanks and that, you can see some honey Bond honey trap. Uh, Captain Marty Spock says, "I don't care what those Denny's Denny's of reality say. I'm following
the precise definition, so you'll thank me for bothering to get my facts correct.
Oh, deniers, yeah.
Yeah, you talk about the Welsh deniers saying that they're not British. Yeah, yeah, you got a point. Um, where in Britain are you from, Jens? Not trying to dox you, I just can't place your accent. I sure you from Hull. I figured it out right there. Um, you marked it out. There you go. Because A would be London. Here's where, well, more sort of like here. Here's where London is, sort of thing. Even though that map in there, yeah, there's where I'm from. Oh. Even though that bit is a bit too far up, and that it's mainly will be about there. That bit's a bit too far up. That's more fucking um, Doncaster, I think, up there. But it was a small fucking thing. But yeah. What? Oh, it's cool, Captain. Calm down. I keep your wife's name out of my mouth.
Yeah, but you know Will Smith.
Nah, no bra.
Yeah, fucking damn right, no, brah. It's a Bond film. Fucking hell. Bras weren't invented for Bond films. But yeah, I'll end it here and that because fucking because like I had 3 minutes left of stream time, but so like I've gone like 2 hours over it. So fucking like whatever. Yeah, yeah.
I think I've like
I don't know if my free sort of fucking thinking stream yards are like thinking you bastard. I could do a fucking pickles or Mighty Spock where you do 11 hours 55. You know, really get these stream hours going, but no, I get knackered after fucking a few hours and that. Especially fucking when I'm fucking having to do these fucking screen grabs. But makes it better, especially when the screen grabs like that. But yeah, well, yeah, thanks to Captain Mighty Spock for popping in. Right, cheers, man. And cheers to Nelson the gentleman. Popping in. Cheers, man. And no comment. Oh, hey, we've got a fucking another war going on. I ain't your bro. GB. I think that stands for soy bastard. But the old fashioned way. And Nelson is coming back with I'm not your bra, pal.
Yeah, so you're not each other's bras. Yeah, Nell says, thanks, Sheds. Yeah, well, cheers. Pop it on now. So that, I say, hello, fucking. Yeah, might have to do an fucking maybe another stream sort of fucking and that with like guitars and that shit. So yeah, fucking try and get it like so yeah, try and give me a sort of time and that sort of thing. Yeah, I'll try and set one up and that because I have to get the Streamlabs on because like that sounds better for the music I think and that. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I should be doing another stream next Tuesday and that sort of thing. Yeah. Cheers, also. Yeah. Yeah, aren't you? So yeah. So I say about okay, we'll get on that man. Do like music stream or something like next Tuesday or something, man. Fucking yeah. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye. Oh yeah.